Hi everyone, it's George Harvey and very proud to be in attendance tonight at the great event hosted by the Delta Chamber of Commerce. You know, Bruce McDonald, Councillor Bruce McDonald, a 9 terms member of Delta City Council, has just had a phenomenal political career. And when you look at major happenings in Delta, are things that we're so proud of, when you look into the history of how those actually got formed and approved and worked on, Bruce McDonald's name has always been there. I also want to state that Bruce performed a role as director at Metro Vancouver this last term, and I can't tell how many people have come up to me and wanted me to wish Bruce all the best of luck, and they wish that he was still serving as a director. Bruce is well known for his common sense approach to everything and working hard to achieve what is best for the City of Delta. Bruce, on behalf of myself, our council, the community, you deserve to be the Citizen of the Year, and congratulations, well deserved. I first met Bruce when I became the City Manager, Chief Administrative Officer for the City of Delta. Bruce wasn't on council at that time, but was shortly thereafter.
I first really met Bruce in the 2018 municipal election campaign. We actually ran on opposing teams against each other, but then ended up working very closely together on council in 2018.
I met Bruce in 1999. Well, in 1999, I was an advocate for the North Delta Family Resource Centre, a program for a strong start for children 0 to 5 and their caregivers. And I really needed somebody from the city to advise us on how to secure a more permanent location for such an important program.
We had common interests, especially in sports, and Bruce had a long career refereeing football. He was always a volunteer in the sports community. We share a passion for sports, and certainly he was very much interested in how we can improve our sports fields and other facilities for our youth in Delta.
Well, I went to Bruce because he was always the councillor that had the most common sense. Being a former air traffic controller, he knew how to stay calm in a crisis, and he knew how to keep an eye on many moving parts. But what was most evident was Bruce's caring for people in the community.
Early on in the term, Mayor Harvey had assigned both Councillor McDonald and myself to chair the Ladner Village Revitalization Committee. And that was a topic that we were both really passionate about. Bruce had tried over many different decades to get the revitalization plan going. And so the two of us brought a group of community members together, and working together over the course of almost 3 years, put a plan together which we're now implementing. And it was his strength and experience in the field and that really pushed it along. And his legacy is that hopefully now, after more than 30 years of trying, we're finally moving forward with renewing Ladner Village and the waterfront.
I have to narrow it down to 3.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Capable, compassionate, and a real leader. Somebody who is universally looked up to by other members of council, by the staff, and obviously by community members who kept electing him to council over and over and over again.
Bruce is a friend, he's a mentor, and he worked incredibly hard on behalf of all of Delta.
Bruce is an incredibly insightful individual, a walking encyclopedia. I can't remember how many times we'd be sitting in council meetings and an idea would come forward, and Bruce would be able to say, well, you know, we tried that in 1988 and it didn't quite work out so well, and here's why. Very quick off the cuff, knows his history very well, and really brought that depth of experience to his role on council.
My most memorable thought of Bruce is when we were discussing the development of Southlands, very contentious issue, and he said to me, George, you've got to get this done.
Bruce's legacy, without a doubt, is several decades of good governance in the city, always voting in support of Delta residents, always voting in support of community service groups, and really having that compassion for people in need in our society. His legacy is one of, again, mentorship for not just me, but several generations of councillors. And that's a legacy that will live on for many decades to come. I know that for sure.
Bruce's impact on the community will be very long-lasting. His door was always open to advocates for children, youth, and family. But more than that, he gave of his time. Child Youth Committee in Delta has never been without Bruce McDonald at the table. The Delta City Council and School Liaison Committee has never been without Bruce McDonald at the table. That's a long legacy of service to children, youth, and families and the well-being of the community, and we all owe a big debt to Bruce. Thank you so much.